What is up everybody? In this video I'm going to be telling you everything you need to take to the start line of the London Marathon. Hey, what is up everybody and welcome back to the channel. How are we all doing, people? And have you seen part one of this mini series? This is part two. This is what we're taking to the start line at the London Marathon. The first video was what to pack in that bag that you've got to drop off at the expo, because they've changed the way it's all happening this year at the London Marathon, and I don't know whether they're going to continue that in 2022, but this year you've got to drop all your stuff off at the expo that you're going to have at the finishing line, and then at the start line there's like sort of no trucks or nowhere to put anything, so you've got to think really long and hard what you're going to be taking to the start line. Now, I've done a few of these, not videos, London Marathons, and I would say I'm okay on what I need to take with me and what I don't need to take with me. And it has been complicated by the sort of rule changes this year, 2021, in terms of what you can and can't do. It means, for example, some people who are staying over in London won't be able to take their overnight bags and all that kind of stuff. So it does complicate things. And you now need to be thinking what you're going to take to the start line, because you need to be like ultra efficient and almost baggage free. Now, I've made a decision which is probably wrong in some respects, and I am willing to accept that I'm going to probably get some critics for what I'm about to tell you. But I am going to take a bag and I'm going to throw some stuff away that shouldn't be thrown away, probably, because they are what I deem is essential to me and will make my anxiety levels, and I get anxious at the start of races still. And I want to take stuff with me and be in a comfortable place when I go to the start of the London Marathon that reduces my stress and anxiety levels. And some of the stuff that I'm going to take, I am going to throw away. Now, I'm going to go about this in the best and most efficient way possible, and I'll come on to that in a minute. But some of this you may think is wasteful and all this sort of stuff, and it's not a question of being wasteful. This is a question of protecting what's up here before I start those 26.2 miles. So again, I apologise if anybody's offended by the stuff that I'm going to say that I'm going to basically throw away once I've finished with it. But there's some essential things that I feel like I need to take with me, as I said, to sort of help me before I start the race, but also reduce some of that stress and anxiety. Okay, right, so the first and most important thing is a pair of clothes that you're happy to donate to charity. Now, get yourself a zipped hoodie. Don't take one that goes over your top, because you'll have your race number on it and it's a nightmare. Make sure you've got a zipped hoodie, and then make sure you've got a pair of tracksuit bottoms that are really loose fitting. And the best ones are those ones with the zip around the ankles, because they're really easy to get off, because the chances are the ground might be wet. So that's the other thing to take with you as well is a hoodie and a pair of tracksuit bottoms, because you want to be warm at the start. Even, this might sound nuts, a pair of gloves as well, because October, it can be warm, it can be cold. So they're the sort of things you need to think about. Hat with you, take a bobber hat. Now, you might think I'm nuts because it's October, and you might just say, man up, 40. But some people do get cold. So they're the sort of things you need to think about. But all those clothes, you're happy to be donated to charity on the start line. Now, the next thing you need to take with you is a sort of, or I'm going to be taking with me, is an old bag, an old race day bag. And I've got one from the summer run, winter run, whatever you call it. And I'm going to be putting all this sort of stuff in there. Now, what I'm going to be putting in there is a black bag. Now, that black bag's going to act as two things. First, it's going to act as a seat. So if I am going to be doing any sitting around on the grass and waiting, I'm hoping that I just get there and go straight in my wave and go. But if I need to sit on the grass, I've got the black bag I can sit on so my bum don't get wet. But also, if it's absolutely hammering it down, I can sort of stick my arms through it, stick my head through it, and I can make a poncho out of it. So that way, I stay a little bit drier and a little bit warmer. Right, so the other little bits and bobs I'm going to put in that bag are some KT tape that cut out in squares to put over my nipples, because I don't want them to get sore and horrible during the race. I'm going to be taking some Vaseline with me that I can put on between my toes. But it's going to be, and all these things, actually I should have said this, all these things are going to be sort of old pots, or, you know, and I'll come on to it in a sec, but like a phone charger that I've had for years, and I say Vaseline pot that's, yeah, it's plastic, but it's right at the end of its life. It's got hardly anything left in it. I'm going to be taking some other stuff that are all at the end of their life, and that's the important part when I say about being wasteful. I'm trying to be as least wasteful as I can, but at the same time, taking the stuff that I feel like I need to the start. I'm going to be taking some chewing gum and some mints, just to keep my mouth fresh. My mouth fresh. There's plenty of water there at the London Marathon, so I'm not going to be taking any additional water with me. I'm also going to be taking a flip belt to carry my gels. I'm not going to be bothering with their hydration thing. They've said that they want people to do it, but that's up to you. It's personal choice. Me personally, I can't stand that stuff. I'm just going to take my flip belt with my gels in, and I'm going to hydrate on course because there's going to be water. I'm going to be taking my phone, and then like I said, I'm going to be taking a phone charger. Now this is, you know, something you may disagree with me, but I'm going to be taking a phone charger, which I am going to throw away. Now I've got a couple of these that are old, right, and some of these have actually been used at the London Marathon before. These are these banks that you charge up. Now I'm going to charge one of them up. I'm going to plug it in my phone because if you're sitting about or like you're traveling up and all that kind of stuff, you can drain your phone. So it's really important for me that I stay connected with my friends, family, whatever, and I want my phone to be charged because again, I'm going to be listening to some parts during the, listening to music at some point during the race. Not all of it. I say I've never done a full race listening to music or anything like that, but there are some times when I have the music on just to sort of knock out some of those mid-run blues, and I want to be able to have that comfort of knowing that that music is there and accessible if I want it, and that's why I need to charge my phone up, but that will be thrown as a heads up. And there's a couple of other things that I would say put in your bag. I'm going to be taking a pack of tissues. I'm going to be taking an old pack of baby wipes. Just in case I have any spills or do anything stupid along the way. I'm going to be taking spare pair of safety pins. I'm going to be taking, what's it called? Sun cream. I can't remember what it was. I'll be taking an old bottle of sun cream, you know, like one of those smaller bottles. I'll be taking some of that just in case it is roasting hot. I'm going to be taking that. I'm going to be taking a sweatband. I'm going to be wearing all this stuff, by the way, but I'm going to be taking that in my bag. I'm also going to be taking a snood. Because I can wear it as a face mask on the tube, and you can get snoods on the 40 Runs website. Good plug, 40. But I'm going to be taking a snood that I can wear on the transport, but I'm then going to wrap up and wear it so I've got a sweatband. So if it is hot and I need to wipe my brow, I've got that as well. But it acts as a snood, so it's a face mask on public transport. I think that's about it. So that's everything, guys. They're all the bits. But if I've left anything out, I know I've not spoken about running shoes and things like that, people, that's obvious. But if I've left anything else out that you think that you would be taking to the start line, maybe, I don't know, some, I don't know, sweets or pre-race thing that you take, whatever. But, you know, stick them in the comments and share the love around. But they're the sort of stuff I'm going to be putting in that bag. I say, I appreciate that it is wasteful. And it's not environmentally friendly and all that sort of stuff, and yeah, I accept that. But for me, like I said, oh, that's the other thing, I'm going to be taking an old pair of earphones because I don't want to drain my aftershocks, just in case. Again, don't want to be listening to music, but I want to have the confidence that they've got battery. I'm going to be taking an old pair of Apple earphones. They're not Apple ones, they're cheap ones. Some of the kids' ones that I'm going to be putting in my ears, so when I'm travelling on the transport, I've got some music to keep me chilled out and you know, unwound, so to speak. But yeah, I'm going to be taking old stuff is my point that I'm then going to throw away. I'm going to make sure that I recycle it as best I can, because I remember at London Marathon they had the bins, you know, where you've got like, you can put plastics and this and that, so I'll make sure that I separate it all and do as best I can. But yeah, they're the sort of stuff that I'm going to be taking with me. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, people, so there you go. Good luck. Make sure you watch part 1 of this video if you've not already, and I'll see you on the start line.